Yes, guys. So free agents, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot of ones that I think we could identify as players who could help improve a certain area that we require this season. Um, so I've gone through a list. There's loads. Like I said, there's loads of good quality ones. I've gone through 5 in this video that I genuinely believe could have a big part in the season. I've been ambitious with them. Some of them are tough. Some of them might go higher. But with a project and with an idea behind a football club of going up to the Premier League and achieving stuff in the Premier League, you can attract players. Let's hope we can sell that to them. But yeah, here's the list. I'll just start with some honourable mentions. The guys above me in the yellow, they're the youth products from Arsenal, Manchester United, and Manchester City. Players who've done really well in their academy, who as of now are free agents, and that's the key thing about this video. As of recording, some of them already are. Some of them have already said they will be. Some of them have not signed a new contract yet, but are due to be free agents at the end of this month. So that's as of recording, people, all right? But loads of honourable mentions here that didn't make it for one reason or another. You know, Osho, Kepre, centre-backs that we know of that we've seen in the Premier League and the Championship have done well. Baptiste from Brentford. Hartel in the Bundesliga 2 just been promoted, who's unbelievable midfielder who's got loads of really good stats behind him this season. Stuart Armstrong, we know. Roberto Pereira, obviously played at Watford, a little old now, but still a player that just experience at this level would be ridiculous. There's loads of names there. You see Dele Alli, Grishkiv from Dynamo Kiev. Callum O'Hare, I think we'll go to the Premier League. There's a guy at the bottom there that I just want to quickly mention as well. Julian Carenza, who plays in the MLS, who is a talented player. Great goal scoring record, and will not be there next year. I'd assume he will play in Europe. I'm assuming. And some youth guys above me, like I said, who are all talented players that I think could fit in somewhere in this team for sure, and all have that high ceiling, absolutely. Yeah, the first one, let's get into it. It's Steven Alzate, a player who I've spoken about a lot in the last few years, a player I really like, a player that the Standard Liège fans have really grasped to in the last 2 years. He's been there for 2 years now in Belgium playing for Standard Liège, and you see the profile he is a box-to-box 8, one that I think we need, who does have impetus, I can never say that word, who does have ideas, I'll call it ideas, of attacking. He likes to attack, he likes to get in attacking areas, he likes to build play up, but he can also drop deep. He also has a work rate defensively. He's a really good player for me. He's got a mix of that technical ability to drive forward with the ball, to find creative spaces, good passing range. He's also got that defensive solidarity where he can sit between the defenders and dictate the tempo of the game. Smart player as well. Yeah, he's been on loan 2 years now in Belgium as Steven Alzate. 44 appearances. This is in 2 years, by the way. 3 goals, 9 assists. And a lot of that time, he's had a lot of defensive duties as well. So a player I think we could play slightly more advanced. That definitely attacking 8 role for sure. Still 25 years old as of now. From what I could see, his loan ends and that is the end of his contract. He will be a free agent at the end of the month, as far as I'm aware, unless he signs a new contract at Brighton. But even if so, signs a new contract at Brighton, there's still terms for a loan there. So he's definitely a player I think Leeds should look at. I've been saying it for years. I just think he's a really good player who could offer a lot to us and what we need. You tell you look at his career path there. Came from Leyton Orient, went to Brighton, and then the last 2 years he's been on loan at Standard Liège, and the fans there love him. They don't want him to go, but he is leaving. He's already said on his Instagram, so we'll see what happens with that one. But a player I really like. Key strengths and weaknesses from him, I've already mentioned. Balance on the pitch, and I mean that as in understanding when to attack, when to defend, when to sit in the middle, when to go wide to create overloads. Positional awareness, similar thing. You know, understanding where the space is, understanding where the potential of a counter-attack is, and all these good things. He's a really smart player as well. Work rate, something that the game I watched at, I was kind of saying, does he work hard? But then I watched a few more, and he does. You know, he has these things where when he loses the ball in deep areas, he will work back. Sometimes he has and I'll get into that in a minute, a bit of a temperament problem where it takes him a second to kick into gear to run back. But yeah, the fans are loving for that. I've been looking at some comments the fans have been saying and say how much he covers in a game, how much he runs, how much space he covers as well. So yeah, game control, ability to dictate the control of the game, delay if he needs to, speed up if he needs to, pick that right risky pass centrally if he needs to. Yeah, he knows where the combinations are coming from, and he'll be part of them, best believe. Pass detail, it's the pass hard and true. None of this bobbly side foot backwards passing. You know, you don't go behind the player, it goes to their feet or in front of them. Something I love. And mentality. Everything I've said there about work rate, positional awareness, balance, game control, all about mentality. He understands the game, he understands the role. One who could be massive beneficial to us. Temperament, like I said, he's got a few yellow cards this year, he gets a few fouls. Don't mind that, do we? And tempo, like I said, mentioned before, with the work rate stuff at times, but definitely something that's either improved or he's been more consistent positively in terms of that. Yeah, a good player, honestly. A player I really like, good technique as well. Yeah, no brainer for me, honestly. The second one, Nico Melamed. Now, again, a guy, if you've watched my channel for a year now, you'll know this guy has popped up in, I believe, 2 or 3 videos previously. And as of now, he's currently Espanyol in the second division in Spain, the Liga 2. Last year was actually linked to a move to Sevilla. God, can't speak. But didn't go through, so stayed at Espanyol. There's a lot of attacking talent at Espanyol, and a lot of their play is based down the wings. They create, the wingers are really quick and direct, and they'll play balls to the wingers and then get balls in the box. So the style for me doesn't necessarily suit his style of play. I think he's a player who, when he's unleashed, could be dangerous. He reminds me a lot of Samu Saiz. I'll be honest with you, a lot about Samu Saiz. Yeah, like I said, still 23 years old. Player that would be a joy to the Leeds fans. The type of player we like, that flair player who's got a bit of something about him. The tricks, the dribbling, the ball control, the direct running, decision making, these little improvements. It's there. He's got the cause to be a top player. And as of now, he is on terms to be a free agent at the end of the month. So, but even if not, there's a discussion there for me. Stayed at Espanyol his entire career, as you can see through his career path at the bottom. Yeah, quick uprise. Broke through last year in the Liga 1 again, and this year didn't get that Liga move that he really wanted, and then struggled at times this year with that. I think he's wanted to leave. I think that's the problem here, and that has led to something that I do need to speak about him, and that's this one, the fan situation. Now, we as football fans like to find scapegoats, and he has a problem with the fans. He had a good period in the season where he was in the team, but I genuinely don't think the team suits him at all. I think it's the opposite. I don't think they give him the ball in advanced areas enough. He makes the runs, he finds spaces, he doesn't get it. And that's led to, he got a red card recently, and the fans were annoyed about that because it was in a big game. And that's led to a bit of a scapegoat situation. But for me, you can look at many players we've had who have been scapegoats. Ethan Ampadu, I remember, got loads of criticism in Italy at times and at Sheffield United when he was young. But yeah, ball control, dribbling, ability to drive, a real fun flair player in that central number 10 space. And that's what he is. It's a number 10, out and out number 10. But also a guy who can drift out wide and create stuff out wide. Honestly, people, he's like Samu Saiz. He's that type of player. Positional awareness, like I said, loves to find spaces on the half turn, always on the half turn, always looking to drive. Yeah, ability in tight space as well. When's the last time we had like a small, compact 10 that is just good in tight spaces that can just get out of anything? He's that type of guy. The fans will like him. He does work hard. And he's a player I really enjoy watching. And a player who I believe in this system, combinations with him and the other guys up there would be dangerous. Dangerous. And defenders at this level would not be able to get near him. I'm convinced of that. But improvements, decision making, fitness, just simply because of he's not played all the minutes he would have wanted. He still played a lot, but not to the level where he would have liked. And again, the system comes into that for me. Fan situation, which I've spoke about. And final product, just at times, that final ball is a little snatched, little rushed. But that comes with time, that comes with consistency of playing, and that comes with experience and age. So still 23, but definitely a player, if he is a free agent in the next few weeks, which he's still on track to be, and it looks like he might be. That might depend on if they win the playoff that they're in to go up. But again, another one for me that I'd love to see at the club. Ben Johnson, back to one a lot of you guys have, well, I'm assuming most of you have heard of. He's been all over the news. He was in January, obviously, we were linked with him. And now he is going to be a free agent. That is confirmed. The right back, Ben Johnson's obviously played in the Premier League this season, made 14 appearances. Defensive duels, aerial defensive duels, 43% win, and defensive duels won, 64%, which is a very high level. That's a very good level in terms of 1v1 defensive duels won. So a player who brings that defensive solidarity, a player who has Premier League experience, who is now probably looking for that home area where he can really settle down, similar to what Ampadu did, similar to what Rodon probably wants to do. You know, those type of players who want to find a club and stay at a club. He's not in the shout for England yet. He's still 24, but you never know in 4 or 5 years if you establish yourself at a club and you become an assistant performer in the Premier League, obviously get promoted. There's always them chances. So that's what I mean. He needs to play for his development for me. There's a lot more to the player, I believe. He's only really played in this system under David Moyes. You can look at his trajectory at the bottom. So he got into the first team July 2020. So he's not really seen much of a systems other than the David Moyes system, which I don't think suits him all in all. From a defensive perspective, it's good for him. But attacking, he doesn't really get that license as much as he'd probably like. He's definitely a transitional attack defend fullback. I don't think he's one who is unbelievable in terms of passing, in terms of, aggressive passes. He's more of a, I will defend and I can get forward and I can be effective in the final third type player. So yeah, I do like him. I think he's got the physical attributes for the Championship. He's, like I say, he's played 14 times in the Premier League, bit part minutes. He needs a home. He needs a place to develop and he needs a place to shine, just like some of our other players that we love did last year. He's in a similar bracket to me, so yeah. If we could get him, because I know there'll be a few, he's a free agent, there'll be loads of lower Premier League teams wanting him. Maybe some in Europe as well. So if we could get this guy, I'd be happy with that. I genuinely would. It's good competition. We're even lacking in right back right now. So having a solid performer who still, for me, has a lot of potential. His development has stopped at West Ham because he's just simply not played. So what can he do in a full season? I'm excited to see. Ben Johnson is one that everyone knows, but is obvious to me, and one that if we could get this type of player on a free, by the way, remember these are all free agents or who will be free agents unless they sign contracts. I think it's a simple decision. And just quickly through his improvements and his physicality, his strengths of physicality, positional awareness, balance, defensive duels, mentality, understanding, responsibility. Like I said, he didn't get too forward in the Moyes system. Good defensively, good balance in terms of going up and down the pitch. Positional awareness, something we need in the Championship with these high wingers. So yeah, physicality is huge in Championship as well. We know this. We need more of that in our side. These are attributes we need in our side for me. We need the mentality, the player that wants to get back to the top consistently and get in a team and establish in the Premier League because he's had a taste of it. And at the bottom there, it says adaptation. Play centre-back and right-back. Definitely a right-back, but has filled in at times at left-back, centre-back, and a few other little positions as well. But yeah, attacking output and bravery is an improvement. Again, that could be system-defined, but something that he needs to show more. And pass accuracy, whether he's a great passer or not, again, system defined, but yeah, in terms of passing, could probably improve. People say he can't pass it. No, he just can improve. Be a bit more sharp with it, Decision making in passing can be better. Again, a no-brainer. Of course, that's why he's in the list. The fourth one. This one will be tough. I'm not gonna lie. The next two, by the way, the last two will be tough. Very tough. Yeah. Sekou Keita, 24 years old, currently plays for Red Bull Salzburg. We know about them guys, don't we? Mali international, I think he's played over 40 times for Mali. Started his football career in Mali in 2018, got a move to Lefring. Obviously, they're playing the second tier of, not obviously, but they're playing the second tier of Austrian football, and of course, are bought by the Red Bull. So, kind of made his way through that. Went on loan to Wolfsburg at AC. Yes, Wolfsburg at AC. In January 2019, impressed there. Got that move to Salzburg in 2019 of July of that year. And then since there's been in the first team. Not played a lot of minutes this year. As you can see, 19 appearances. But I believe only 7 or 8 of them are starts. So he's not played a lot. They do have a lot of attacking talent this year at Salzburg, though. So trust me, that's no mean feat. But in that, 9 goals. considering he's started about 7 or 8 games, 9 goals in 7 or 8 starts, is very good. Got an assist as well in there. And his trajectory for me is one of, you can't see that, but I apologise. His trajectory for me is one of a player who has potential. He's really come through the ranks. He's got picked up. He's impressed at each stage he's been at in his career, and he's going to be, it's confirmed, a free agent 100%. He might already be that. So yeah, he already is. So for me, there'll be a lot of Bundesliga interest for sure. There will be. He's a good player. I'll get into his stats in a minute, but a player that Leeds United, you never know with them little 1 or 2 contacts there. Season in the Championship, striker who can score goals, has excellent ball striking ability, creates competition for the other guys. People here don't want to hear competition in the striking area, but I want competition in the striking area because I want all of them to contribute and to score goals. That's important to me. 24 years old, has got a bit more experience as well than some other players. So, yeah, good player, people. Like I said, though, will be tough. But here we go. Trent's ball striking, and I mean finishing, is part of that. The way he hits the ball, he hits it hard, he hits it in the corners, he hits it true. Like, you can look at his goals this season and he's hit the ball well, he's hit them in the corners. He's a good player like that. And how many pure ball strikers do we really have at the club who, in and around that box, which is another one there, finding space and effectiveness around the box, that is an absolute destroyer. Joe Perreault, but the rest of his game, Joe Perreault's, isn't currently at the level we need it. And we don't know if it will be. It's down to many things. But this guy has that around the box. He's very effective. He will shoot around the box. He's not afraid. And he hits it hard and well. He loves to find space. He's very good at finding space. Yeah, he's a player we need, for me. A player who can score goals at this level. He has the physical attributes. He's quick and strong. He has both of them. We need that. He has that little bit of a mean streak about him as well. From what I've seen, he likes to use his body well, get in front of the ball, but shove him off a bit. We need that. We need that. Sees the game before it happens. Good in build-up. Good at understanding build-up, where the move might take the team, These are things we need, people. I know we have players in that position, and I know it's this and that, but there's a level that if you can get a player like this, who is wanted, I believe, from what I've seen online, by Bundesliga clubs, top-tier clubs, probably as a squad player, he can come in here, probably give him a bigger role, 1 season away from the Premier League if you get promoted, There's a conversation there for me, for sure. Some things to improve, decision making. So he has the ideas in his head, and sometimes they're really good, but sometimes he just rushes them. So you'll see a pass forward to give the guy a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he'll just rush it a little bit because he sees it. So he tries to execute it straight away instead of just calm it down a little bit. So you just rush a pass at times, but they're often progressive passes as well that will lead you to a goal or a chance to score. Attacking variety, drop deep for me, and this might be system based. You need to clarify that. That is key. He does drop deep a lot. Doesn't really go in behind. He played a lot as a 9. Obviously, I don't even know if I mentioned that he's a striker. You can see it. I've put it on here. But does play a bit deeper as that false 9 at times in the system he played in. There was 2 up there as well. But I think for Leeds, he's a 9. He's definitely not a 10 for me in our system. He's a 9. Occupying them centre backs, creating runs, dropping deep when he needs to for the wingers going behind. It works for me. It does. He needs to find consistent minutes as well. He's not had that for a few seasons now, and a player who I think needs that for his development, and one similar to a few other guys who have not played so much could really shine when they play and get consistent minutes. So that's what I'm watching. It'll be tough, but that's what I'm watching. Final one, and I've gone rogue, but this one is probably the most exciting player on this list because he's got the term Wonder Kid, and I'm not going to use that as a barometer, but people are saying it. People are saying it. Ivor Miladinovic, yeah, he's very highly rated. He's one of the players who a lot of people online that follow, youth football or young players coming through. He's highly rated in that sense. A lot of people like him and like what he could be, his potential could be, and he's shown that this season in Serbia, where he's been unbelievable in what has been a breakout season. Like I said, 20 years old in the Serbian Super League, 29 appearances, 4 goals, 10 assists in his first season, and he's a player who, for me, has unbelievably high ceiling. You know, look at his trajectory. You can see below me here. Came through the ranks in Serbia at a very young age, very quickly to the first team, and now he's going to be a free agent, and that means there will be a lot of clubs wanting him. I promise you, there's a lot of top tier clubs who want this guy. He is, how do I describe him? He is similar profile to Nico, who I mentioned earlier, but definitely different. You know, this is Nico had the kind of hype a few years ago about this guy. This guy has that now, and look, you can look at these players and think, how can we get them? But at the end of the day, if you give a project and you can give them minutes and you believe in them, and again, we've got that. We are one season away from the Premier League, and we are favourites to go up to the Premier League. That will attract players. Maybe you can go to a top tier somewhere in Europe, but maybe then that might mean he's a squad player for 2-3 years, or a year or two, and then develops. Whereas now, you could probably argue for us genuinely right now that in terms of what the player we need in the system, he could be a part of that promotion thing to the Premier League, and then next year could be in the Premier League. You have that about you. Definitely a high-rated talent, but one that will be a free agent, and there'll be a lot of clubs wanting him. Will we be part of that? I don't know, but he's a player I like. A lot of good guys have missed this list out for this one, because I like to put a little rogue one in there, a little interesting one that is more of a risk, but definitely has more potential to be a success. If it works, he's huge for you and can give you a lot of money in either case. So yeah, as a free agent as well, it's ridiculous. Look at his strengths. Ball control, dribbling, shooting range is good as well for a young man. The way in which he can just bend the ball into a top corner. He's done it 2 or 3 times this year. His goals are unbelievable goals at times. Ability to drive, positional awareness, end product. For a 20-year-old to have end product is very impressive. It just is. His second really professional season, to have the end product he has is very impressive. Very impressive. Extremely high ceiling. You know, we need experience. That is key. It is key. It's so key. We need experience, but we also need players with high ceilings and sell-on value. He has that ability to turn and drive quickly. Just the transition play as well. Yeah. If I knew anything about what rated this guy was in Europe, I'd be all over him. But it's maybe not. But you never know. That's the risk. We're Leeds United. We have a pull. We do. I don't care what anyone says. We have a pull. Improvements, decision making. Again, just at times, just youth, you know, understanding when to make quicker decisions. Physical attributes, he is small. He's quite stocky though. I think there's a level. If you're too good for the championship, size don't matter. If you're too quick for them, natural physical attributes, again, they'll improve. And experience. As a young guy, it's hard to say how you would transition. That's probably the main risk. But it's one of them where if it did transition, you're laughing. And the fact that it's a free makes that decision a little more easier for me. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. That's all of them. Like I said, I'll go back to the list here at the start. Anyone from this list as well that you guys like. I like all of these. That's why they're in the list. There's a few there I would have added, but I didn't want the video to be 35, 40 minutes long. It's already too long. But yeah, good names in there. Like I said, Calm O'Hare. That will be tough just because I think it's Premier League, but a lot of good players in there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. I've enjoyed this one. It was fun. Yeah. Peace.